I believe in Jesus, that's why I got a Jesus piece. 200K on my key.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. PK Darren here, and today we're going to be talking about things you should watch out for and look for when going on a group ride. Anyway, let's get right into the video. The first thing I'm going to pull up more than anything in the video is make sure you know where your final destination is when you're going on a group ride. As you guys can see in the last video, I almost crashed about a couple times. The main time was because I didn't know where I was going, and I'm getting far away from the group trying to keep up. I knew where we was going, but I didn't know how to get to where we was going from the location we started at. So of course I'm following and I'm getting left behind, so I'm speeding, almost crashed excuse me, and that was very dangerous. So please make sure you get the destination of where you're going on the group ride, or ride with someone that you know and you guys can stick together. Another thing I would say is make sure you know how to ride in a group ride before you go to bigger group rides. Make sure you know how to ride in a smaller one actually before you go into a bigger one. I would say start with a group of 4. There's 4 of you, then maybe move up to 6 to 8, maybe jump to like 12 and then go up from there, because I honestly think it's kind of difficult if you start on a huge group ride. Like, let's say you've never been on a group ride and you went to a straight 55 plus group ride, you're already going to be overwhelmed and nervous because of the fact that you've never been around all those bikers, and you're not going to know what to do or what you should not do, what to look out for, who to stay away from. You're not going to really know the limitations that you can do and everything else. And what I mean by limitations is the fact that you're going to have certain people that are going to be the stunners of the group. Then you're going to have certain people that are the daredevils of the group, running red lights, cutting between traffic, lane splitting. Then you're going to have the people who doesn't know where they're going, so they're just following whoever. You got other people who are racing each other, and then you got another set of people, they just like to cruise and stay behind. So in my placement, I'm more the type that would stay behind and cruise, but sometimes I will end up speeding. I probably should have went, but I probably would end up speeding just for some fun or excitement, or just because everyone else is doing it, which is a bad example on my part. But other than that, let's get into the other part. Please know your limitations when riding in a bigger group ride. Know your limitations. And I know what you guys are going to say, well, how am I going to know what group ride is best or not? You won't know unless you go on the group ride. There are a lot of clubs and a lot of bike groups you can find on Facebook, or people riders, and they're going to go on rides. You got to know, you're going to have to go on a group ride to know what type of bikers you can ride with and which ones you want to stay away from. That's the only option. Like, there's been times I went on group rides and I felt like the guys were so dangerous, I made sure I never went on a group ride with that same group or that same guys, because I knew it was going to be hectic. So you're going to want to make sure that, you know, you guys know your limitations. Also with limitations, make sure you know what you're willing and not willing to do when you go on a group ride. Like I said, there's going to be, you know, when you get on a highway, you know everyone's going to be doing like 120 if your bike can do that. And you're going to want to, you know, if you're on like a 300 like I was, you're going to want to go fast. So you're going to want to speed up and keep up with everyone. So you're doing more dangerous things. And then if you're on bigger bikes, you know, they're already doing dangerous speeds. So no one's really caring about the safety of other riders at that point, unless you go into a more format group ride where they do briefings and they tell people we're going to stay staggered or we're going to stay side by side. Everyone's following each other, no one's doing wheelies, everyone's just keeping together. Then it's different, because you can do 50 to 100 like that, because everyone knows what they're doing, they know where everybody's going, they're staying staggered or side by side, so it's easier. Versus the people you know, the other group rides where it's like every man for themselves technically. Everyone's just doing their thing. The cops come, everyone's just breaking off, every man for themselves. So just know your limitations. And please don't show off if you don't do a trick, if you don't know how to do it, because me personally, I think I had this bike already for like 3 weeks. I tried to do a burnout already. I was in a group ride of like, I think like 10, 12 people, and I already tried to do a burnout. No one, I couldn't do it. But you know how it is, you watch YouTube videos, you're like, oh bro, that's easy, I can do that. I tried doing it, I couldn't do it. I literally almost crashed into the bike in front of me. Yeah, that would have been kind of hectic, funny, kind of sad at the same time, because I just got this bike, but that would have been a mess. So that's another thing to look out for. Also, you also got to watch out for other drivers, because being in and I noticed when you're in a small group of people, drivers in other vehicles doesn't really do as much as if when you're in a bigger group. But you also got to watch out too, because they know that you're in a bigger group. Most cars are gonna, drivers, they're gonna not do anything. They're gonna be really acting like kind of not dumb, but they're not really gonna be trying to do anything, because they don't want to hit one of you. Because you know, if they hit one of you, everyone else is probably gonna attack them at that point. So you got to watch out for drivers and bikers at the same time. Last group ride, I seen the last video, I said there's 2 crashes, but I didn't get none of that on video. Someone else did. But what happened was, the one guy, he was more the cruising type. He was just cruising, you know, we're going off into the exit. Another thing of not knowing where we're going, I even had to cut off a couple cars because I didn't know where we was going. But he's all getting off the exit with all the bikers. The one guy, he was in the HOV lane, from what I understood, doing like 120. Someone said he was doing 180, don't know for sure. And he tried to hurry up. He seen everyone coming into the turn, so he tried to hurry up and go in the turn. But he was going so fast, he didn't notice that there's another biker there. He hit that biker. Now 2 guys went down. When none of that should have happened. It all literally could have been avoided if everyone would have been able to, if everyone was staying in formation, it probably would have been avoided. 1, if everyone stayed in formation. 2, if everyone was actually starting to slow down there to turn. And 3, if everyone knew where they was going ahead of time, all that would have been avoided. And that's what I was talking about. Like, all that definitely would have been avoided. So you got to make sure you watch out for all of that. So I did recap on everything I said, because I did kind of say a lot. Make sure you practice riding in a group of 4, 6, 8, and then, you know, you just move forward and just know your limitations of what kind of group rides you like to go on and which ones you don't. Also, make sure you get the address of where you're going. Another thing is, if you're going to go with somebody, it's actually best to ride with someone that you know versus going alone, because you at least know somebody. Another thing is, watch out for other riders. Stay away from the stunners and the people who like to speed. If you're the type that likes to cruise, make sure you stay away from them. Also, another thing I will also say is, watch out for drivers, because some drivers don't care, some drivers do. And you also got to realize, there's just some people who just don't like motorcycles. So they're going to try and hit you on purpose. So you just got to watch out. You got to do all those. You got to think about all those at the same time. You got people who are 2-upping, so they're going to go slow, or they're braking more. They're going a little slower than usual. So make sure you watch out for those people, because they get nervous because they got someone on the back of them. So that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoy. Have a blessed day and take care.
I do is rolling peas. They don't even know it's me. I believe in Jesus. That's why I got a Jesus piece. 200K on my kids.